अरहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी राघव ते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाए स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम से काज सब आज भयो कर जोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। So today we are going to start Ashtapahud, written by Acharya Kunkund Dev. Okay. Uh, can you just go ahead with next page? Yeah, Darshit ji. Yes. Yes, from here. So here it starts. In Ashtapahud, the authoritative role of Kunkund Acharya as an administrator is evident. Okay, so from here the scripture starts. Authoritative role. Okay, what do you mean by that? So Acharya Kunkund Dev, who was a monk, passionless monk, and he was the chief of that congregation. Okay, so he is responsible for the whole administration of that congregation. So he has to be strict at some times. He has to bring to discipline all the disciples. If anyone is deviating from the main path, he has to um, help them to come back on the original path. If somebody want to get initiated into monkhood, then he will get that done. If somebody wants to read something, then he will assign teacher to teach him. So there are a lot of responsibility of a acharya in a congregation. So in this particular scripture, Acharya Kunkund Dev has been portrayed as an administrator, very strict administrator, not a very easygoing or flexible one. He was a very strict administrator, and this we will see while we read the explanation. So this Ashtapahud, Ast means 8 and Pahud means scripture, topic, chapter, thesis. Okay. So here it refers to scripture. So 8 scriptures, and that makes it Ashtapahud. So there were total 84 Pahud, but many were lost. Only 6 were available initially. And then later on, we found 2 more. So it became an Ashtapahud. But each Pahud, each scripture is an independent scripture. As is evident from the, when you read each uh, Pahud, you will see that there is a Mangalacharan in each Pahud. Okay. So Mangalacharan is done at the beginning of the scripture. So that shows that each scripture is independent. Okay. So this is a collection of 8 scriptures. It's called Ashtapahud. There were 84 in total, but most of them are lost. Acharya Dev used to write on Tadpatri and leave it there and go away. They never carried Tadpatri with them. And it were the householders who collected them, preserved it, and that's how we are getting all the scriptures right now. Just imagine our luck, something written 2000 years ago, and still we are able to get it, read it, understand it in our own language. It's such a rare thing that If you consider all these factors, then we can say that we are the most blessed one, getting scripture which shows the path of liberation is something invaluable. There is no value to it. And once you read and understand, you can manifest right belief in yourself, and that is the journey of path of liberation begins from here. And within a short span of time, compared to the time we have spent in transmigration since time immemorial, this is nothing, very little time. 3 births, 4 births. I cannot see any other business with such potential to make profit. So this is our best time. We have got all the associations that is required for us to manifest right belief. And if we put in little bit of efforts in the right direction, under the right guidance, we will definitely achieve this path of liberation. And we will get liberated, and the world will go on like this. It has been going on since time immemorial. It is not something that we have experiencing the first time. No, we have done all kinds of experience infinite times, because there is no beginning of soul. So we have been there since time immemorial, beginningless time, no beginning. So just imagine what kind of Dravya, Kshetra, Kal, Bhav we have not attained. We have attained everything, and not only one time, but infinite times. But this type of knowledge we never acquired. If we would have acquired this kind of knowledge, we would have got liberated. So here we are, very much in the limelight of the best associations that we can think of. And above that, our interest has also developed. And above that, we have got a means to fulfill our desire to study the scriptures. So all these factors augurs well for our destiny. Todarmalji said in Moksha Marg Prakashak, Bali honhar hai meri. He was talking about his own destiny, that my destiny is good, that I'm able to read all the scriptures and understand this. So similarly, we are also very fortunate to have all this with us. So this text is neither akin to Pravachansar and Panchastikai Sangra in explaining the nature of reality. So Pravachansar ji and Panchastikai Sangra ji, they both depicts the nature of reality, Vastu Vyavastha, okay, how things are. So it is like that. In Samaysar, it's more on the spiritual side, Adhyatam. So nor it is interwoven with spirituality like Samaysar and Niyamsar. So we discussed 4 scriptures. Pravachansar, Panchastikai Sangra, they both are primarily dealing with nature of reality. And then we have Samaysar and Niyamsar, who are interwoven with spirituality. So all these 4 are written by Acharya Kunkund Dev, and this Ashtpaud is the 5th one. And this 5 together makes Panch Parmagam. And from this word Panch Parmagam, our course has been designed. So we have included all the 5 scriptures in our syllabus, nevertheless in summary form. Now this Ashtpaud is in summary form. Pravachansar is in summary form. Samaysar is in summary form, and it is also in detail as far as the first 2 chapters are concerned. First 2 elements, soul elements, non-soul elements, and then we have Karta Karmadhikar. So that too we are covering in detail, but Samaysar overall summary is here from this scripture only. So we have Pravachansar, Samaysar, we have Niyamsar summary, and Panchastikai Sangra. Instead of Panchastikai Sangra, we have Dravya Sangra, because more or less both have the same kind of content in it. So since Dravya Sangra was better, so we had included Dravya Sangra in the 5 Parmagam syllabus. Okay. So anyway, you are having a summary only, but with that summary, they have covered 99% of the verse in each summary. So summary is nothing but a meaning of each verse, direct meaning, the mool verse, mool gatha. So this is how we are going to read and get a feel of this. And this is just only a trailer. You have to read the scripture on your own after you complete this 5-year syllabus. And at that time, you will also be capable to understand scripture directly. So you will not need anybody's help. Okay. So you will be on your own. Instead, in this work, Acharya Kunkundev has regulated the conduct of his disciples. Why he need to regulate the conduct? Because as time changes, we are into the 5th era, the laxity sets in. You know, laxity, what is laxity? Laxity is Sithilta. Sithilta means uh, not obeying the vows and other rituals as prescribed in the scriptures. Okay, so that is called laxity. So laxity always will be setting in as we progress in the 5th era further. But Kunkunda Acharya tried to regulate this conduct of his disciples. He has this thought in his mind that as time will pass, things will get worsen because we are in the 5th era and we are in a declining state where getting into religion is going to be difficult, more difficult as time passes. Okay. And at the end of the 5th era, there will be no religion in the 6th era. Okay. So this religion will be there up to the end of the 5th era, which is of 21,000 years, out of which we have just now covered 2,500 years. So another 18,500 years to go. Okay. This Jain Dharma will be here and there will be souls, seekers who will come and manifest right belief and get into the path of liberation. Okay. It contains firm directives against lax behavior. I told you just now, Sithilachar. Okay. So it contains firm directives against lax behavior. So the problem with the laxity is that once it sets in, it goes deeper and deeper. So initially, you may fall, you may have flaws, you may commit mistake for once, and then it becomes a regular habit. Okay. So this is a very dangerous thing. If you get into this kind of things, you will uh, fall further and further. Okay, there is no stoppage because this is a 5th era. All the situations are conducive for you to go down, and against the flow, if you flow against the flow, if you put in efforts, you are going to remain floating and progress. Okay. So we are very few people who are in this path of progress. All other seekers, mumukshus, are gradually developing laxity in their behavior, in their ethics. Everywhere you see, there is a politics, there is unethical things happening all around us. Okay. So there is nothing surprising also, because this is something very difficult to sustain, Once you get into this path, it's difficult to sustain. Most of the people join this Parmagam honors course. I'm taking this as an example, 30, 40, 50, and few attends one class, two class, and then leave. Few attend 1 month, 2 months, and then leave. By the time the first semester exams are there, I think 60% of students drop it. Then further the next sem, by the end of next sem, another 2-3 goes away. So the one who are completing 5 years are around 20% of what that have begun. I was also doing this course from Todamal Smarak Trust. It was a correspondence course of Shastri. And when I started, we had 72 students. And by the time I happened to visit Jaipur and I checked that register, only 6, 7 were there by the end of 7th semester. Okay, only 6, 7. And out of that, by the end of 5th semester, there were only 2, 3 people. Because that was a correspondence course, nobody teaches you, you have to read on your own. And apart from that, it was a closed book exam, not an open book exam. So people really struggle to stay into that course. And I'm glad that I stick to it. I also struggled, but I thought, this is the opportunity that I should not lose. And in spite of some struggle, I sustained and I completed the course. Me and my wife, both we have completed. Then many have left in between. Somebody I know, she has to just give the last semester, but she has not appeared. So we've got a certificate also from PTST, all the 5 years. So thing is that to sustain is a bit difficult for two reasons. One is because we have past impressions where we have never done such things in life. And the other is we are moving against the flow. So all this, both these factors weighs in so much that your effort seems futile. Okay, you are not able to cross those hurdles that come in the way. And it's not very surprising also. And now with knowing the independent nature of each and everything, knowing the nature of reality, now nothing is surprising. It's all very fine. Everything is happening in order. There is nothing that is happening wrong anywhere with anyone, in any place, right? So this is the universal law. Okay, but we are so fortunate to have around us people who are progressing, and we have created an ecosystem here in Parmagam Honors course. The team leaders, the teachers, the students, our founder, they all are working round the clock. Each one has a role to play. A student has a role to study, and the teachers have a role to teach. And other volunteers, team leaders, they are helping their fellow students in one way or the other. So this whole ecosystem is up and running, and it's progressing, and we have large number of people joining every year. Although the attrition ratio is very high, as I said, but still there are people who are very much focused and inspired to complete this course, and you are one of those fortunate people. Okay, so this lax behavior is very serious matter, and once the laxity sets in, it keeps on getting inroads, and ultimately it eliminates you from the path of liberation. So this is the challenge that we all carry, and this can best be achieved. Best we can do for us, for our good, is we have to remain united as a group. Every week, if you attend classes live, you get some kind of inspiration from your fellow students, from the teacher, and this helps you in getting ahead in the path of liberation. But if you don't attend it live, then while recording, you may have some distractions. There is nobody to check, and if you keep the videos on, this will further improve your attention. Nobody will disturb you because everyone knows that you are on video, right? So automatically nobody will come and disturb you. So, and from my side also, I feel good if you keep your videos on. I feel that there are somebody listening, Otherwise, sometimes it gets, boring. But anyways, it's your convenience that you have to see. But from my side, I would always encourage you to keep your videos on, be very attentive. It is for our good only. Now I am keeping video on, so I am very attentive, right? So it is for our own benefit. Okay, it contains firm directives against lax behavior. Now this is because of this lax behavior, we had so much of discussion, but this was very important. I want to make you realize at your level what could be laxity could be at our level. Okay. Inspiring instructions. So it contains firm directives against lax behavior. Very disciplined, very punctual you have to be. Then inspiring instructions. He motivates also. Kunkundatyodaya motivates his disciples in the congregation. And the third part is gentle guidance. Komal Sambodhan. Okay. So in a very good language, he will guide the disciples so that disciples stay on path. Although this text was composed with the noble aim of eradicating laxity in the conduct of the fourfold community. Okay. Not only his disciples, but fourfold community. Now, what is this fourfold community? Called Chaturvid Sangh. Chatur means four, Chaturvid Sangh. Sangh means community. So it is not only the monks, the Arjikas, then Shravak and Shravika. Okay. These composes the fourfold community. Okay. And at the end of the fifth era, only one monk will remain, one Arjika will remain, one Shravak will remain, and one Shravika will remain. Okay. At the end of the fifth era. And for the last 3 days, they would be doing fasting. Okay. And then all the four will die, and that will be the end of fifth era, and the religion will also vanish from here. Sixth era, there will be no Jains, no Jainism religion. Okay. So this is the kind of things that are going to come. In the sixth era, the height of the people would be around 4 feet only, and their maximum age will be 16 to 20 years, and they will each one another. That is the time going to come, and you can already see the signs developing right now. Although this text was composed with the noble aim of eradicating laxity in the conduct of the fourfold community, the ascetic community has been specifically cautioned to avoid lax conduct. So in general, eradicating laxity of the fourfold, that is what Acharya Kunkunde have in mind, but it has targeted the ascetic community specifically. Okay. So basically, this Ashtapad is based on the disciples who are themselves monk, they don't get into any kind of laxity. That is the prime motive of writing this Ashtapad. No capable Acharya has written a commentary on this text because, being straightforward and easy to understand, there was no need for a commentary. Neither does it contain philosophical complexities nor profound spiritual depths, and it does not require commentators for its studies. Okay. Although later on scholar Pandit Jaichandji Chabda has written a commentary on this. It is called Bhavarth. Okay. So he has just explained the meaning of each verse. So that is available. So if you study the scripture, the original scripture of Ashtapad, you will find the verse, original verse, then the meaning of the verse, and then Bhavarth. Pandit Jaichandji Chabda has written Bhavarth on this. So, but it was very late. Pandit Jaichandji Chabda had been here 200 years ago, 250 years ago. So, but none of the Acharyas have written any commentary on this because It's very simple to understand. Okay. This work contains a compilation of the 8 Pahud, 8 Granth of Acharya Kundkund. For this reason, it has been named Pahud. These 8 Pahud are as follows. So, Dasan Pahud, Sutra Pahud. So, A and above that one line, it means A. Okay. How do you know that Pa or Pa? So, if there is this thing, diacritics above A, this one, then it means A. You have to pronounce as A. Then one more thing I would say, yeah. So this, there is a dot below M in Dasan Pahud. So it is written as Damsan, but actually it is Dansan. Okay, it is pronounced like that. So that is Dansan Pahud. Now, these two were major things. There are some other diacritic signs which I may not be aware, but each has got importance that it will lead you to the correct pronunciation. So first one is Dansan Pahud, Sutra Pahud, Charitra Pahud, Bodh Pahud, then Bhav Pahud, Moksh Pahud, Ling Pahud, Sil Pahud. Okay, so these are the 8 names. We will be understanding the summary of each of these 8. So I'm not explaining anything right now. In each Pahud, the discussion of the subjects align with its title. Okay, so in Dansan Pahud, the importance of darshan is highlighted in the path of liberation. Okay. Similarly, in Sutra Pahud, the importance of Sutra is highlighted. Similarly, in Charitra Pahud, the Charitra is highlighted. So, each in each scripture, the discussion of the subjects aligns with its title. While other related topics are also included as and when it is required necessary, the primary focus remains on its central theme. Okay. Essentially, each Pahud is an independent sacred text. Okay, it is an independent sacred text. No connection between Darshan Pahud and Charitra Pahud. Okay, these are not 8 chapters, but these are 8 independent scriptures. That is why each begins with an auspicious invocation, Manglacharan. So each scripture has its own Manglacharan. Includes a statements of intent, pratigya vyakya. So when a scripture is, when the when Acharya writes a scripture, in the beginning only he states, he gives a statement that what he is going to explain in this book in a very nutshell. So this is called includes a statement of intent, what you want to depict in this scripture at the beginning, and concludes with a summarizing statement. Upsanhar Vakya. Okay. It's an Upsanhar Vakyam. Okay. So that will be the conclusion. However, in 1 or 2 Pahuds, exception to this pattern are found. So in 1 or 2 Pahud, you will not find the Manglacharan also. But generally speaking, it is there. And there were, as I said, 84 in total. Okay. Out of this, we have got only 8. Exception to this pattern are found likely because the final verses have been lost over time. Okay. Whatever the case, the subject matter of the available Ashtapaud can be summarized as follows. The first one, Dansan Pahud. Pahud means treatise, Pahud means scriptures, Pahud means script, Pahud means topic, chapter, thesis, all these are synonyms, but treatise is the word that ChatGPT use, and Darshan Pahud would be not vision. Okay. Darshan here means belief, faith. Okay, so that you can change. So this has been reviewed by one person, then it has been, I have checked it, and still there are some mistakes that I'm finding it. I was reading today and found some deeper meaning also, uh, while I was just going through Hindi to English. But when I connected with the original scripture of Ashtapaud to have clarity on some words, I found that there were some mistakes which I have rectified. So I will be telling you. So while we are reading this, we will also be checking it again. And so that's why they have not come out with a printout so far. uh, the idea of the translation is team to let this run for 2 years, not only 1 year. Next year also we will be following this only. And after 2 years, when you are certain that there are no further mistakes, all the mistakes have been corrected, then only they will put it in a book form and maybe they will go for printing. So it's going to take time. We are the first batch. In fact, there is a batch going before ahead of us. Okay, but they somehow manage with some other scriptures and all. We are purely trying to do all the translations of the original Hindi scriptures. Okay, so my previous teacher, for say Tatvad Sutra, they will refer some other scripture. We have referring Tatvarth Mani Pradeep, but they will refer some other scripture. For this Astpaud, they will refer some other things. Like that, they have managed. Otherwise, they read the Hindi one and then she explained them in English. That is what happening. And she is a teacher in University of Madras for a very long period of time, maybe 30 years and more. So she is quite experienced. Her English is also very good. And she teaches it that way, Hindi and English mix. So, but we are trying to get it everything in English. In fact, I'm trying very hard that not a single word we miss out on English. So this is Dansan Pahud. There are 36 verses in this very small scripture. And Dansan Pahud means belief treatise or beliefs scripture. Okay. In this Pahud comprising 36 verses, Acharya Dev begins with a statement of intent. Okay. So in the beginning only, the Acharya states that I am going to show this in this. Okay. And an auspicious invocation, Manglacharan, followed by an immediate directive that the foundation of Dharma is right belief. Dansan Mulo Dhammo. Okay. So the foundation of Dharma is right belief. The Dharma begins with right belief. Without right belief, there is no Dharma. Okay. So this is very clear here. So here right belief is Samyak Darshan. Therefore, one should not. So another thing that you can learn about the diacritics is the above, as you can see, there is a slight marking, right? Samyak Darshan. So this sa is not sa, simple sa. This is sa. Okay, Darshan. So you have to understand the pronunciation. Therefore, one should not revere a person lacking right belief. So one should not respect a person lacking right belief. That doesn't mean that you have to hate him, you have to manifest aversion to him. No, just believing, only believing. One should not revere a person lacking right belief. Okay, whom you should believe, whom you should revere? A person with a right belief only. A person devoid of Samyak Darshan is truly fallen, and such an individual can never attain liberation. Okay. So for attaining liberation, you have to manifest Samyak Darshan. If someone is lacking right belief but possesses knowledge of many scriptures, okay, or performs severe austerities, tapa, okay, for countless years. So we just studied, you must have studied in Chedala last year, Samyak Gyan an Sam, what it is? So you have been practicing austerities for countless years. Still, he will not achieve right knowledge. Okay. So this shows the importance of right belief. Okay. So without right belief, the knowledge is also not right and the conduct is also not right. So in this scripture also, Acharya Kunkundev have laid emphasis on manifesting right belief in the very first place to do anything in the path of liberation. So still he will not achieve right knowledge and will remain lost in the cycle of worldly existence. It is one with right belief who destroys karmas. Next. Why it is written draft, this draft was as a watermark in between the page. So yesterday I got this scripture and I checked it. So I said, you remove that watermark because those who will be taking a printout, unnecessarily, it will be a cause of distraction, That watermark was in large draft copy. So I said, you have to put in draft, you put it at the top or the bottom, but don't put it in between. So they obliged and they worked hard and they sent me today afternoon. The person who has fallen in all three aspects, right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct, is indeed severely fallen. Okay. Such individuals cause harm not only to themselves but also to others. These fallen people criticize and slander the righteous, falsely calling them fallen. Just see, this Acharya Kunkundev is creating an awareness for us that in those times also, there were such individuals who were doing harm not only to themselves but to others also. And these fallen people criticize and slander the righteous. A person who has done all the right things, in a small kind of mistake, they will highlight it like he has done all the mistakes. That is the quality of a person who are themselves fallen, falsely calling them fallen. So they are not fallen, but they will call the righteous person as fallen. So this is all because of ego. Just as the growth of a tree is not possible when its root is destroyed. So once the root is destroyed, the tree gradually gets into destructions. Okay, and then it is fully destroyed. Similarly, without the root of right belief, the growth and prosperity of the tree of dharma, righteousness, is not possible. Okay. You can call it as right conduct also. Righteousness means right conduct. Those who, even though themselves devoid of right belief, wish to be venerated by one with right belief are like the crippled and mute. Okay. Those people who, even though themselves are devoid of right belief, wish to be venerated, respected by one with right belief, are like the crippled and mute. Mute means those who cannot talk, and crippled means one whose hand has been cut or something like that. Lula, Lula. In Hindi we called as Lula. Okay. So crippled. Okay. They should be considered unlikely to attain the right knowledge. Those individuals who, due to shame, fear, and pride, okay, either you are falling at the feet of those one with false belief. Why you should fall at the feet of those with wrong false belief? Only three purposes: either due to shame or fear right? You have a fear in yourself. So you are just, for the sake of formality, you are bowing to a false believer. And the third one is ego. Okay. So those individuals who, due to shame, fear, and pride, fall at the feet of those one with false belief will not attain enlightenment. Enlightenment means bodhi. Bodhi means Ratnatraya. Okay. Right belief, right knowledge, right conduct. A Panipatra Digambar monk. Now, here again there is a correction. A Panipatra Digambar monk, free from both internal and external possessions and carrying only a handheld water god. Panipatra. But this is not correct. You cancel from here. After and, you cancel. Carrying only a handheld water god. So handheld water god, I think they are trying to talk about kamandal. You know, the monks have a kamandal. Okay. But here it is not the meaning. Here Panipatra means hand. So the monks eats also through hand and drinks water also through hand. They never use any plate or glass, plate to eat and glass to drink water. So that's why they are called Panipatra. Monks are called Panipatra. So I'll give you the exact wording. External possessions and you have cut down carrying only a handheld water god. Let the bracket remain. So, and the one who eats and drinks water in hand only. Okay. The one who eats and drinks water in hand only, that is Panipatra, is darshan, the true embodiment of right belief. Okay. So that person itself is darshan. The monk itself is darshan. Yes. And the one who drinks and eats through the hand only. Right. Very good. So who drinks water and eats food would be like, right? Or it is understood. Okay. One who drinks water and eats food through the hand only. Okay. And how many, what it is called? Hmm. Morsel, no? Morsel. 32 morsels only. Monks take only 32 morsels. And in that he has to complete his appetite. Okay. He will not take the 33rd one. Very sure. So a Panipatra Digambar monk, free from both internal and external possession, and so bracket will come after hand only. Okay. And because we have written and, no, so continue it, and the one who drinks, eats and food through using the hand only, then you put in the bracket Panipatra. Yes. 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 Absolutely correct. Hmm. Is the true embodiment of right belief, darshan. In Jain philosophy, only three types of attire are recognized as legitimate. First, the attire of a naked Digambar ascetic, okay, Muni. The second is the attire of a distinguished householder, Elak, Elak and Shulak, both, okay. And the third, the attire of a lay practitioner in deep austerity. Now, in Hindi, it is called Arjika. So, Arjika is a she monk, okay. But we can write here the attire of a female lay practitioner, because male we have already covered in the householder. So, female lay practitioner, okay. In Hindi, you can write in bracket Arjika. Okay. Arjika spelling is rare. After uh, yeah. Hmm. Yes, this is Arjika. The female expression in deep austerity. Deep austerity and I think there has been some mistake done in Ardhika in deep austerity. Okay, so there it is written like that. And third, the attire of an Arjika. Then you put into bracket female led the attire of an Arjika. Okay, Arthika. The attire of an, it's not in the bracket. No, it's not in the bracket. Yes. Yes. Now female, from female you put into bracket. Yes, now it is correct. Now you remove the last Arthika. Yes, this one you remove. Beyond this, no other attire is acknowledged in Jain philosophy. Okay. So this is now the next paragraph. Faith in the six dravyas. So I think the gaps are not uniform. You can see Darshitji, the gaps are not uniform in the previous paragraph. You see?
Sorry, I can't change it while I'm
Okay.
speaking to you. Maybe I can do it later.
Okay, no problem. Faith in the sixth dravyas, 9 elements. Okay. So 6 dravyas means 6 substances. 9 elements is padarth. 5 substances with many space points, astikai. Okay. And 7 fundamental principles, tattva. Okay. So these are dravya, kshetra, kal, bhav. So 6 dravya is dravya from the dravya viewpoint. 9 elements is from the kal point of view. Okay. So 6 dravyas is mentioned in dravya sangra. 9 elements is mentioned in samay sar from the time perspective. Okay. 5 substance with many space points. Okay. So this is panchastikai. Scripture's name is panchastikai. And 7 fundamental principles tattva, that is Tattvad Sutra. That is bhav. Okay. So you need not add here. All these are additional information you can write if you want in your scriptures, but let it be original what it is there, because again they have to correct. Okay. As taught by Jinendra is conventional right belief. Okay. So knowing all these, the 6 dravyas, 9 elements, then we have 5 astikai and 7 fundamental principles as taught by Jinendra is Vyavhar Samyak Darshan, conventional right belief. Okay. However, Nischay Samyak Darshan, however, absolute right belief pertains solely to the self, meaning it is in the form of self-realization. The right belief is the first step towards the mention of liberation, moksha mahal. Okay. One should practice as much of the dharma as described by the Kevali, the omniscient being, Lord, as one is able to. And if it is not possible to practice, then at least have faith in it. Because the Kevali Bhagwan has said that faith itself is the right belief. Okay. So if you are not able to practice something in your life, at least have the faith that this should be done. This should be like this only, right? So that much also will help you in getting ahead in the path of liberation. Only those monks who possesses right belief, right knowledge and right conduct and are repositories of austerity. One minute. Okay. So, and are repositories of austerity means they are into penance, austerity, taponidhi, are worthy of venerations. Okay. So, of course, the path of liberation starts with right belief, but right conduct has got its own importance. As you go further in the path of spiritual liberation, it's the conduct that is going to work for you, you know. So, so this whole scriptures of Astpaud is based on the conduct of a monk. Even those who, despite witnessing the innate nature of things as they truly are, fail to offer veneration and harbor feelings of envy. Okay, mastar bhav, jealousy. Okay, envy means jealousy. Are considered deluded, mithya drashti. Okay, are considered having wrong faith, mithya drashti, even if they are ascetics. Okay, a naked Digambar ascetics who lacks self-restraint, asayami, okay, is also not worthy of veneration. One does not venerate a body. Lineage means the parampara, the parampara of acharyas, from this acharya to this acharya. So there has been a lineage of acharyas, okay. One does not venerate a body, lineage or caste. Veneration is solely for virtues, the virtues that they have manifested in themselves. We are also possessing such potential, but when we get it manifested in our modification, we are also we will also be eligible for such kind of veneration. Therefore, who would venerate someone devoid of virtues? Okay, nobody. Right belief ensures that knowledge and conduct becomes right. Therefore, belief is the essence. And liberation is attained through right conduct accompanied by right belief, knowledge. As the foundation of spiritual well-being, right faith is revered by all. Okay, right faith is revered by all. In the end, the revered head ascetic Acharya Dev, the chief of the congregator, says that through right belief, knowledge, conduct, okay, right belief, right knowledge, right conduct, the Arhant state is attained. As long as the Lord with 34 extraordinary attributes, Atishay, okay, Lord means here Arhant, Tirthankar Arhant, with 4 extraordinary attributes, remains seated in the divine assembly, okay, Samosaran, holy assembly, divine assembly. He is regarded as an immobile idol or statue, Sthavar Pratima. Okay. So the one who has got liberated, they are also stationary. And one who are in the Samosaran, the Aryan Paramatma, the Tirthankar, they are also immobile. Okay. But the people like monks who keeps on traveling from one place to another place, they are called, in Hindi the word is used is Jangam. This is Thavar Pratima, that is Jangam Pratima. So the Jangam Pratima are the monks who keeps on traveling from one place to another place. They never remain at one place for more than 2 days, Only during the Chomasa, 4 months, they are stationary at one place. Otherwise, they are traveling all the time. Why? Because if they stay for a longer period in a particular area, he will be in touch with those householders often, and he might pick up some bad things from them. So they are always on the move. Okay. So they are
I
called.
think there is an attachment to that place. So
Pardon?
there's an attachment to the place. That's the reason they don't stay for more than.
Place also, and more than place, it's the people, it's the people, the householders. So it is very natural that if you keep company of good people who are ahead of you, you will always develop good virtues in yourself. But if you mix up with people who are lower than your category, then you will lose out on virtues. Okay. Similarly, uh, uh, this we were discussing the mobile being, that is monk and the liberated soul, not the monk, Aryant and the Siddh Bhagwan, and the mobile beings are the monks. Okay. In the end, so we are just considering among the monks only, right? In the end, by destroying the 8 karmas, he attains the state of liberated being. So one scripture is complete, Darshan Pahud. Here the emphasis was on darshan, that is faith. You know, they showed the importance of faith. So in 36 verse, okay, this book is completed. Now the second book coming up is Sutra Pahud. Sutra means aphorism. Okay, aphorism treatise. This Pahud composed of 27 verses, less than the first one, 27 only. So all the total, all 8 put together are 503 verses. 503 verses, all 8 put together. So first one was 36, now this is 27. Begins by elucidating the nature of aphorisms. So sutras are nothing but a short formula, In mathematics, we have formula, very short formula, but it has got wide application. Similarly, in Tattva Sutra, we saw that sutras were so small, but the meaning went so deeper, So this is like that, aphorism, sutras. It explains that monks comprehend the ultimate truth, Paramarth, okay, through the meaningful and word-laden sutras spoken by the Lord Arahant, woven by the Gandhars. So the words have been coming from the Lord Arahant. Then it is woven by the Gandhar Devs and transmitted through the lineage of Acharyas. Okay? From Acharya to Acharya to Acharya to Acharya. Just as a needle threaded with a string does not get lost, similarly, monks well versed in the sutras do not lose their way or become confused. In the sutras, as propounded by Lord Jinendra, a Samyak Drashti is one who comprehends the soul. And other substances with their undesirable and desirable nature. Okay. Undesirable is hey and desirable is upade. Okay. So here again there is a correction. The yogis here means the monk. The yogis means here monk, okay, who know both the ultimate, that is Paramarthik, and conventional truth, okay, Vyavhar, as presented in the sutras, destroys their karmic impurities and attain true happiness. Those who are unfamiliar with the meaning of these sutras are clearly mithya drashti or false believer. You can write are clearly false believer. bracket we can put in mithya drishti. Even if such a person is like Harihar, okay? So Hari means Narayan and Har means Shankar. So this is earlier times it was used like this, Harihar. Even if such a person is like Harihar, by saying Harihar means a great personality they want to depict. In their stature, even they will not attain liberation, regardless of being a leader of the community, having a lion-like behavior, or are of the highest rank. A person whose understanding is flawed in relation to the sutras will remain mithya drashti. So it is very important to understand the sutras as they are and as they convey the true meanings. In the Jain Sutras, there is a discussion about three kinds of being. The highest being is the naked Digambar monk. The second is the excellent householders. And the third is female ascetics. That is called Arjika. Okay, female ascetics. Acharya Dev very explicitly states that the form of a monk is pure and naked as a newborn child. So, a newborn child is completely naked. Similarly are our monks. No? They don't have anything on their body. If a monk possesses even the slightest possession, as minute as a sesame seed or husk, he is only fit for the lowest realms of existence. Nigodh. Okay. Realms, A is silent. Okay. Realms of existence, that means state of existence. Nigodh, lowest form. Even a Tirthankar cannot attain liberation if clothed, let alone others. Nakedness alone is the true path, everything else is a deviation. Since women cannot adopt nakedness, they are unable to attain liberation. This is because minute sentient beings, sukshma, very subtle sentient beings, and Trasjiv means two sensed, three sensed and above, two sensed and above, are continually produced in their wombs. Wombs, yoni, it's called Hindi yoni, then breasts is stan, navels is nabi, and underarms is coke. So all these four places, there are infinite, minute, sentient beings over there. Okay. So their body carries such kind of violence all the time. Okay. So this is another disadvantage. First one, they cannot be naked. The second one is because of these, there is so much of violence over there. Then third point, additionally, they are perpetually affected by the uncertainty of menstruation. So it begins at any time. Okay. So that uncertainty, because of that, they are also, they are always perpetually affected, you know. So this is the third. And fourth reason, are by nature inclined towards laxity. Okay. Another reason is not written here, but in some other scriptures, I think Pravachan Sarji, yeah, right. In Pravachan Sarji, Acharya Kunkun Dev has given the example of woman while he was giving an example of an act of deceit. So there the Acharya says that Mayachari is very common among women, you know. So these are the few disadvantages. That's why a monk, a lady cannot become a monk, and if she's not becoming a monk, then she is not also going to get liberated. So you can always ask a question, why so much of disparity? Now in modern times we are propagating equality, and women are coming up in high post in corporates, and they are reaching places everywhere. So why such discrimination, right? But getting a woman birth is again, getting a male birth and woman birth is again a past karmas, and those causes are also like same only. Okay, so getting a human life is good, but again in human life getting a woman is not good compared to male. Okay, so it is like that. Comparatively we can answer, but there cannot be any absolute answer that why women are not able to get into liberation. Therefore, they lack the supreme asceticism required for liberation. So they cannot put in efforts required for liberation. They cannot sustain those afflictions, upsarg and parisha. All these, there are many factors. So, okay, we accept it, what the acharyas have said. But having said that, no one should feel that I am a woman, because you are a soul. And no one should feel that I am a man, because we are all soul. This is just an outer covering, and this is not our permanent true nature. However, women are not inherently sinful, as they too can possess right faith, right knowledge, and partial conduct. Okay, so right conduct. In this way, the Sutra Paud highlights not only the nature of the Jin Sutras, but also sheds light on the essence of Jain asceticism as expounded within them. Okay, so now there has to be a gap because we are starting a new chapter. Yes, Charitra Pahud, conduct treatise. So we will carry on with this tomorrow. If you have any questions for today's session, you can ask. We have still 5 minutes to go, 5-6 minutes. I don't want to begin it today, the new chapter. Tomorrow we will take it up. And gradual, these are all very easy. If you read also, you will be able to understand. The translation quality is very good. ChatGPT has improved so much. So we have, earlier also we had done this. Now we are doing it again, all the scriptures, because the quality that we get now is something very superb. So now I will start checking Bara Bhavna again. Last year we did Bara Bhavna, but now the translation has come up with a better quality. So again, I will go through that. So it is taking time, and as I said, it will take few years to get into the, just like Hindi mainstream, But nevertheless, the progress is there. Slowly, although it is slowly, but it's happening. Yes, any questions, Sashikala ji? All good? Darshit bhai?
Sir, regarding you explain no that Kshetra Kal Bhav,
Yeah.
4 points. That
Uh-huh.
can you explain again? Because how you linked that one Kshetra. Just I want to get
1
it.
minute, 1 minute. I'll just.
That previous one. It is
Yeah. I'm just checking it out. Dravya Kshetra Kal Bhav.
About
Yeah.
you have linked
Okay.
that.
Regarding the, okay, I got it. Regarding the
9 padarthas you told us.
Yes. Kal.
7 tattvas, 9 padarthas.
Yeah.
That important point.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot to take note.
So it is there on page number 2. Faith in the 6 dravyas. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
So that is from the, we are explaining it from the point of view of substance. Okay.
Dravya.
Ah.
Okay.
And the scripture that is being referred is Dravya Sangra for that.
Okay.
The next is 9 elements. We are referring it from the time. Padarth, because it is
Okay.
Padarth. So
Okay.
Padarth includes the substance along with time. So
Yes.
it is called 9 elements, and the reference scripture is Sem5.
Okay. Okay.
In Sem5 they have said, "Nau tattva mein chupi hui jyoti ko pehchano."
Okay.
So they have added Punya and Pap and made
yeah.
it 9 elements. Okay.
Okay.
Then the third one was 5 Astikai. Astikai means
Panchastikai.
Panchastikai. Yeah, that is
Except the
Kshetra.
time. Except the
Kshetra,
time.
Kshetra.
Kshetra.
So 5 substance has been included in the Astikai. Only the time has not been included because it is not an Astikai.
Yes, yes,
It
it's
is
not.
only one atom for one time.
Yes.
1 unit of time. Okay. So that is not Astikai. And then we have the last one, which is Tattvat Sutra, the
Seven tattvas.
seven fundamental principles.
Excellent. It is a nice
Explained.
compilation.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it's very nice. Total 503, that compilation of 8-1.
Yes,
and
yes.
Your and your wife great achievement. It's very interesting and inspiring. Really inspiring.
Nothing. See,
Being a
I
background
am
and-
trying to share what has been shared by my people who are ahead of me. They have shown me this, and I am showing it to you. And you have to show it to somebody else, you know.
No,
In
it's
this way,
truly inspiring.
Yes.
Really, it is. Please share such things, because all our youngsters are there. They can take it also. For me,
Yes,
or
yes.
for the senior, for
They
me,
are going to be the ambassadors of Jainism going forward, you know.
yeah, and it's very inspiring. And if you read ourselves, all these Kshetra Kalma, we cannot think of it.
Yes, yes,
They will
yes.
be leading as a seven tattvas as a general.
Right,
But
right.
how to take it as a Dravya Kshetra Kalbhav is very, very important aspect in every thing. So we can link it. Is very interesting. Really, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, really, because if I read again, as you said, I will not link like that. Because of your
So
experience.
what you can do now is you can take a printout. Of course, there will be some mistakes here and there.
No
but that-
problem. Yeah, because
So
as you
even when
said-
I check, I take a printout and check, and then I do the corrections,
No,
and
that-
then I tell them the corrections, and now this is the corrected copy that you have got, but still there will be few
Yeah,
corrections.
because when you open this page, vision was there. I felt it is wrong. It is not vision. It's a Shraddha. Then immediately you corrected it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. It's not vision. It is Shraddha, faith.
Yes, yes, yes. So because it's ChatGPT, no, it's a machine. It has
Yeah.
no intelligence or
Here,
emotions.
they are completely translated in Tamil, sir. One
Acha.
Das, all the pagodas is taken in Tamil.
Jambu Kumarji was doing,
Jambu
right?
Kumar has taken the class in the Paramagamam.
Yes, yes, I know.
All the 8 pagodas he has explained. One, and it is available in Tamil.
Yes. Very fortunate.
Yeah, translation is available. Each kada, each.
Okay.
Detailed translations.
Any other questions? Or we are good for today?
Sir, what?
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
sorry.
Go
What is
on.
Adhar Bhede Moksha? I mean, what does that mean? I mean,
Which one?
What is your question?
Adhar Bhede Moksha. I mean, that is a human classification that can get moksha.
Woman.
Human.
Human.
Huh.
Huh? I didn't get
Adhar Bhede Moksha.
I'm not
Okay,
getting
your
it.
question we are not able to understand. Even I am not able to understand, Jinaji. Just can you repeat what is the question?
So there is this Adhar Bhede Moksha. I mean, 18 different categories which can get moksha.
No. It's there in some other faith scriptures, not in Jainism. Right? Moksha is only one. Right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct is the path of liberation, and the fruit is the liberation. So people, I have also heard from people that it is not only that the Jains say about moksha, there are other ways where people can get liberated. So it's not the correct thing that they are interpreting. We leave it to them only. We know the right path of liberation, and right path of liberation will always remain only one, nothing else. Srimadji told that ત્રણ કાલમાં પરમાર્થનો એક જ પંથ છે, right? So there is only one way to get liberated, and this is this. You manifest 3 gems and you will get liberated.
So I have a question,
Yes.
which I think goes well with Jinaliji's what you're saying.
Hmm.
So recently, I don't know if other students are experiencing this, but what I'm experiencing is that with the knowledge that we're getting from this Parmagam Honors course, and then you sometimes get into discussions with people, even with family members.
Right.
And then, they say something like what she just said, that there are
Right,
18
right.
ways to go to moksha.
And
And then we get into discussions. I'll give you a real example where I was having a discussion about certain things that we do in life, which are not wrong. For example, we will do, two things came up. One is the Vastu side of things when you go into a new home. Is that right to do? Is that wrong to do? And then the second thing came about tithi, that certain tithi, certain dates are very important and they're auspicious. For example, if you have, I don't know if it's a pratishta is done on a certain dates.
Yes, definitely. They
Yeah.
find out the murat and all. So all these things are there, but the thing is that it depends on you. So there is nothing wrong in finding a good date. Like we generally do good things on the Kalyanak dates, Today is Mahavir Bhagwan's Janma Kalyanak, tomorrow is Moksha Kalyanak. So on certain days we do auspicious things. That is general. But we should not get too much into it because, these are all conventional things that it's being said, And Vyavhar is Vyavhar always. You cannot extract Paramarth from them. So if you keep on arguing, if you keep on getting deeper into it, you will not end up into getting anything. Okay. So it is best to leave it. Just touch and go. તમે આમ કહો છો? Okay, fine. આમ કહો છો? Fine. There's no point in argumenting because to know the truth, you have to go at a certain depth, then only you can know the truth. Now, all those people who are there in our community, what they do, they study on a surface level only. They never go deep because they have never been given an assignment. Darshiji, you write today this. On this, you have to write a CC1. So now you have to put all your minds, what you have to write, what not write. So there is so much of contemplation goes on into that, and that's why you are able to go deep.
So how would you tackle it? Would you simply just say that, okay,
Yeah,
you're right?
Okay.
And
Never
back off.
see if you feel that he is positive, he will accept the truth. You tell him the truth. If you feel that he is not going to accept, on the contrary, he will drain my brain, then you leave it.
Okay.
So one thing I'll tell you about this, what Jinali was saying, it's very hard to break the past impressions. Sanskar, pehle ke sanskar.
Sanskar.
Yeah, past impression, it is very difficult to break. Only option that we have when we study the truth, keep on accepting the truth, keep on accepting the truth. And whatever is untruth that we have believed previously will go away in the right time. Okay. So you get into something positive, negative things will go away on its own. But if you go to remove the negative things, you will not be able to achieve the success. So past impression is something very difficult to break, Now Jinaliji said that she must have read somewhere that there are 18 ways to get liberated. Now this has caught in his mind, right? Now if he reads Jinvani, if he practices the practical that we are saying, now 7 fundamentals, you put it into practice, right? He Gne Upade. And then if you feel delighted or if you feel blissful at certain stages, then you will feel, oh wow, by applying few principles, I am getting so much of happiness in my life. Then you will believe that, oh, whatever the Jinendra Bhagwan has said is all correct. Then you will believe that, no, what Jainism says is correct, right? But unless and until you get the benefit, how you can break those past beliefs and past impressions and the association that you are in there, it's all very difficult. So the time is the healing factor here. With time, everything will go away. Just have patience and keep on studying.
Sir, one
I
second.
think the problem is,
Yeah.
sorry. The
No, you
problem
carry
is
on,
that if
carry
you
on,
care about
Darshit ji,
someone,
carry on afterwards.
sorry,
Ah.
yeah. The problem is if you care about someone and you know that they are down a certain path, and then you're having these discussions, then it's
Yes.
almost like you get hurt because you feel like they're on the wrong path.
No,
You
why
know?
we should feel hurt? We will try our level best to make him or her explain, okay? But if she is not picking up those things, then leave it. After some time, she or he will automatically get the right thing if his destiny is like that. If his destiny is not like that, we can't help it. Marichi
The
did wrong
Upadan has
things,
not been created.
right?
The Upadan has not been created.
Yes, Upadan has not been created, and at our level, we have tried our best. The level of attachment that I have with somebody, I will always try. That is very natural. But even if I am trying, things are not going to happen like what I desire, right? So at every point of time, we will put in efforts uh, enthusiastically in the right direction. If things work out, it is fine. If it is not work out, then we will have to just connect to Tat Samay ki Yogyata, eligibility of the moment. That is the final answer everywhere. And be happy. And
Okay,
time will,
thank you.
yeah.
I would like to add on. This is my personal experience. The thing is, when you meet these mithya drashti people or whatever, those people who are into this and not understanding this path,
Hmm.
it's very difficult to deal with them. And first stage is like the anger comes in. But
Right,
now you slowly, compassion is coming.
right, right.
So that's the
So
difference
that
I
is why
found.
I'm saying that you elevate yourself, you put in your efforts, and time will come, they will also understand, right? But if we are weak ourselves, and if we go on convincing somebody else, then it will be it will bring a negative effect on us. We will be
So,
frustrated. We will have anxiety,
sir, on top of that, sometimes if you kind of get that, in a situation, are you do so much parmagam, you do so much swadhyay, tujhko to samajh hona chahiye. Then you just
Ah,
feel like, you feel like a double whammy that,
yes,
first of all,
yes,
you are not
yes.
understanding the concept. You're not
Right.
even willing to listen to it. I'm trying to willing to listen, but
So, uh,
indirectly, Darshit
hmm,
ji, just to add on to that also, same one or two people that who I care about, or who I'm attached to, and
hmm,
if I want them to be part of this, first they will be like, okay, why are you having these classes on such a regular basis
hmm,
last year? Now the
hmm,
same people, they actually listen to it indirectly while I turn it on in the car or
hmm,
anywhere if we go out on walks. So they are not opposing it, or they are not saying that, why do you have to attend the class so regularly? You're
hmm,
not spending any family time with us because
hmm,
you're spending an hour and a half.
hmm,
And then that it kind of goes away. They're passively now getting involved into this.
hmm.
They're having a keen ear. So as Jinali ji said, like compassion comes in, but later on they also start picking up on things when the time is right,
Right.
rather than us
And
trying to
that is
convince
there, and
them.
also see them as God. They are also just like us only, God,
Yeah.
right? It is only a moment, this time will also go, and good things will also happen in their life. That's what we can hope for, right? But ne at never a level, uh, uh, you should show any kind of anger or hatred or aversion to them. You have to balance out, you have to balance out everywhere.
See, that soul needs a lot of love because he is into that. This is what I am feeling personally right now.
Right, right. So there is nothing wrong in it. Like we should have love with all our souls and all are equal. So there is nothing wrong about that. But as I said, it takes time, you know. Once, see, now we are into 2.5 years. Gradually, they will see the changes in you. And inspired by that changes, they will also come into this. You know, it has happened with many students. Initially, their family members were not cooperative while they were attending classes, but now thing is that everyone is cooperative. So it's just our karmas that are coming in between. So we are getting all these kind of challenges in our life, but over a period of time, those karmas will also get eradicated.
Antray karma, sir.
Yeah. Antray karma, asata vedniya karma. So many karmas are there. Ashubh karma, all that's there. Good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Kalaji, you wanted to say something, I think.
No, just got clear. No, from where you all got this 18 ways in any of our books or somewhere? Just I want to know.
So the satsang which I'm attending, the Adhar Bhede Moksha, like it's like even women can attend, even
that is different faith.
everybody can attend.
There is a different faith in our Jainism. Only Shwetambar believes.
I'm Shwetambar, so
yes. Directly we should not get into all these things. But is there Marudevi Mata went to Samavsarana?
Leave alone Shwetambar and other things. Gautam Gandhar, he was a Vedanti.
Yes.
And when the time came, the transformation happened, he went on to become the chief preceptor.
Yes.
So anybody can turn around. There is no limitation that this cannot manifest and this can manifest. There is no rule such. Anybody can do. Only the time has to come, Upadan has to get ready, you know.
No, but in the script it is there. That is why
even Marudevi Mata got moksha.
Yeah, okay. Yes. Because in our genealogy also we had a discussion with that. But one thing, sir, as you said, even a slightest difference of opinion or this within the family members or servant, something you will not have that. You cannot get in a right this one. As sir said, we should have as patience and just we have to.
So you got to observe your emotions.
Yes, that's all.
And this is an opportunity for you to practice what you have learned. If everything happens according to you, then where is the scope of practice of these principles that you have learned? So adversities should come. Dissent should be there. Everywhere dissent should be there. Testing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, friends. Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है, उसके लिए